What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Raider Chaos, in the building out here, Denver, Colorado, kicking up dust, not giving a what. How's everyone doing tonight? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. It's good to see fellow my fellow Raider Nation in the building. So you seen the thumbnail. This is what we're gonna do. Um, we got one more game coming up this weekend, and I titled it "Playing for Keeps." The reason why I titled it that is because we are there's players. We have a lot going on right now, so we have like a lot of players that are going to be free agents this year, 18 to be exact. Um, and I think this last game is gonna, for certain players, it's gonna play a vital, um, a vital piece to like whether certain players will be here or not after by next season. Good to see you, little bro. What's good? Thanks for tuning in. It's good to see you. Um, but yeah, we kind of got like a lot to talk about. Um, so let's go through. We're gonna go through the list of free agents. Let's see. So, so check this out. We are. Let me just go through this list real fast. So, we got Josh Jacobs, the running back, Bilal Nichols, the defensive tackle, Andre James, Jermaine Illuminor, Austin Hooper, the tight end, Amir Abdullah, the running back, Greg Van Roten, Adam Butler, the defensive tackle, DeAndre Carter, the wide receiver, John Jenkins, the defensive tackle, Jesper Horsted, the tight end, Brandon Parker, the tackle, Jakob Johnson, the fullback, Curtis Bolton, the linebacker, Amik Robertson, the corner, Isaiah Palomalo, the safety, and Jordan Meredith, the guard. So we kind of have quite a bit. We kind of have quite a bit going on. So we just gotta. I think there's gonna be some players trying to play for playing for keeps this game coming up against the Denver Broncos on Sunday. There's some big names in here. So I'm gonna start with the defensive side of the ball, and I want to talk about Amik Robertson. I think Amik Robertson is one of those guys that he didn't really get like a lot of playing time in the beginning. This is his fourth season, and he played really well for us this season. Let's do this. We're gonna go over some stats. So, corner, defensive back, number 21, Amik Robertson. He's 5'9", weighs 183 pounds. This is his fourth year. He's 25 years old. He's from Louisiana Tech. his first 3 seasons, he didn't really get to like play a lot. So just to give you like a quick thing, so his first year in 2020 when we drafted him, he played in 8 games. 2021 he played in 10 games. So and then 2022 he had a big jump and he played in all 17 games. And then he's at 16 games this year, which we have one more game left. So if you know anything about, if you've watched his play this year, if you're in the chat, if you know who he is, just give a thumbs up if you know who he is. If not, that's fine. He's somebody that I've watched from the beginning. I could literally tell you like his first play. His first play of his NFL career, we were playing the Bills at home, and first play of the game, the Bills were driving on us. They got down in like the red zone. And then I literally seen him come in. I seen where he was at, and literally Josh Allen threw a receiver took off past him, and he got burned on his first play, and the Bills scored a touchdown on Amik Robertson. And it kind of sucked because it didn't look like he knew it didn't look like he knew what was going on for that play. His first play got burned for a touchdown, which, that stuff happens. So look, he has 97 total tackles, 72 solo tackles, 25 assisted tackles, 2 sacks, which one he got this year. The other one was last year. He's got 4 interceptions total under his belt. He's got 15 passes defensed, which is pretty good, but that's mainly between 2023 and 2022. So, I mean, you want to see double digits there. Digits there. But yeah, he's one of those players that I feel like he's playing. He's a dog. He's like an old school Raider dog. Like he ain't afraid to hit. He ain't afraid to tackle. Like he's one of those guys that like he might give up a big play and then the next play he makes a good play. So he's kind of like up and down. You know what I mean? His PFF, we're going to go to his PFF grade real fast. So we'll do this. Present. Okay, we're going to go to his PFF grade. So this year he has 39 tackles, solo tackles, 2 interceptions, 61 targets. On 61 targets, he's allowed 38 receptions, which they don't want to give us the other stats. They're kind of stingy right here. His overall grade is 64%, which it doesn't seem like that good. It's probably not that good. But like I said, he is a dog. If he leaves, I'm going to be kind of sad because I've watched him throughout the time. And early in his career, he didn't really have like a lot of playing time. Now that he's getting playing time, I mean, you could see the difference in the um, in his play. So, off of 61 targets and 38 receptions allowed, that's a 62.2% opposing quarterback percentage. He's allowed 62% of the passes that come to him to be caught. Andrea Whittle said, so basically he balances out to 0. LOL. I mean, I guess that's a way to look at it. That's kind of funny. But yeah, I think he would be a good option to, especially looking at like the corners that are going to be free agents this year. I think he's just one of those guys that keeps getting better, and I feel like he's playing for keeps this week. I mean, if he goes out and has another pick and saves the day like he did against Green Bay this year, that's high. That's high on my list. I think that says a lot. He's a dog, man. Like he plays like a dog on every down. Like he's not a slacker. You know, like some people we know that played for us this season, they got cut because they're scrubs. Marcus Peters. Okay. So let's go to. Let's go back to this list on the defensive side of the ball. Okay, sorry. So the next big name is Josh Jacobs. He's on the defensive side of the ball. Sorry about that. So then we got guys like Bilal Nichols. Bilal Nichols, when he came in, we had high hopes. He's still kind of young compared to like some of the other guys. And the thing about it is like he definitely needs to like play better. But you want to see more production. Honestly, like he got paid $5.5 million this year. I mean, I personally think that's a little too high. Just because you got other guys on here, like Adam Butler, which had way better stats. So I'm going to put his stats up here. Okay, so he's Bilal Nichols, defensive tackle, number 91, 6'3", 313 pounds, 6 years experience. He went to Delaware, age 27. So here is So this year he has 42 total tackles, 19 solos, 23 assists, 1.5 sacks, one pass defensed. For being a team that needs more production up the middle, this ain't gonna do it. 1.5 sacks from a defensive tackle, bro. Like Solomon Thomas was better than that. You know, like let's go to his PFF grades. Okay. PFF grade. So 35 solo tackles, 15 assisted. There on here it says 2 sacks. It's 1.5. His overall grade is 53.3. Bro, that's not good. That's 53.3, dude. Like that's like Andreas said right here. Boo that man. Boo that man. I personally think that Adam Butler played way better. So let's jump into Adam Butler. It's kind of nice being able to show you guys what I'm seeing. Okay, Adam Butler, and you're going to see a big difference between these two. Adam Butler, defensive tackle, number 69. 6'5", 300 pounds. It's a big boy. 5 years, age 29. He went to college at Vanderbilt. Okay, now let's go to the stats. You're going to see way better stats. Promise you. Okay, so 25 total tackles, 14 solo, 11 assisted, 4 sacks, 3 passes defensed. Now, the only thing I don't like about this one is using the NFL.com one is you don't get to see like tackles for loss on here. But I mean, 4 sacks, 1.5 sacks. 4 sacks, 1.5 sacks. And on this, and he got paid $1.5 million this year. Bro, like, I feel like if we have to see one of these two go, I mean, I would say that Bilal Nichols needs to play his butt off this game. He's playing for keeps because what's going to happen is we're such a thank you. Andreas said that's an F. It is really like 1.5 sacks. Bilal Nichols is definitely playing for keeps this weekend. I don't know if we're going to keep him. I mean, I would rather have Adam Butler. I would rather keep Adam Butler. But as you're going to see, we have another defensive tackle to talk about. So let's jump into that one, which is John Jenkins. Oh, actually, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you his. I wanted you to see his overall grade. Let's do that first, because this guy was a 53. Adam Butler is a 58. So with the 5 sacks here, it's got 5 sacks listed. So there might be like one of those half sack type things going on. Maybe that's why they're listing it. He's got a forced fumble, which ties him at 7th in the league. But sacks, his 5 sacks ties him for 27th in the league. So, I mean, obviously, if he gets like a sack or 2 more, he'll move up on that list this weekend. But I really like what Andreas said. Who has had more playing time, or have they been equal? Ooh. Good question. So, like, I'm not showing. Dang it. We could look at it like this. Let me go back to the stats on Adam Butler. We'll find out. I think there's a way to figure it out. I think it's either like a percentage. Hold on, let me. Let's see. Okay, Adam Butler. See, on here it says 26 tackles, 4 sacks, a forced fumble. That's fine. See, it even has passes defense down here. There's got to be. Wow, this gets pretty in depth. See, that has a lot of information on it, but I can't find. Can't find the yeah, I can't find it. I'm not sure. This website's being stingy. Tyree Wilson. The cool thing about him is we have him for a while, so he's gonna have time to develop. Like he hasn't gotten a lot of playing time this season. I think next season he'll I think that'll be like his big jump. Like this year, he he's still developing, bro. Like he the from what I've heard, like they're saying that he just needs like cuz he's been better in the middle. He's supposed to be a D end, but like he doesn't have like the bend and the reach to go around like those tackles. Like he doesn't have like a second move. You know, he's just got like the one push off move or whatever it is. Um, but I definitely think let's jump into John Jenkins real fast because I really do want to get to like the offense. Um, I think we're gonna end up keeping Adam Butler, and this is the other thing too, guys. Like whoever we get rid of, you got to think of it as like a hole on the team. So like if we get rid of a defensive tackle, then we have to fill that hole. That's a hole. That's a void. You know what I mean? Um, but the cool thing though is we have free agency and the draft. So that's another thing too. Is like we got to figure out, and we'll talk about it after like in the off season. We'll talk about whether a hole on the team is like um, something we should fill in free agency, which is before the draft or the draft. The other guy, John Jenkins. Let's go over here. I'm gonna pull this up for you guys because this is kind of cool. Let's see. So I want you to see John Jenkins stats, and then we'll do the PFF grade. Because John Jenkins, and the reason why I want to spend some time on like the defensive tackles is because the defensive tackles are like one of our biggest needs on this team. And the GM wants to build from the trenches on both sides. O-line and D-line. John Jenkins, defensive tackle, number 95, 6'3", 327 pounds, 11 years experience. He went to Georgia. He's age 34. Man, he did play pretty good this year. So if we were going to keep 2 out of the 3, I definitely would keep him and Adam Butler, even though John Jenkins is kind of like a little bit up there, but he did play well. So, I mean, I would rather have that as opposed to a younger guy who doesn't really play that well. Because the biggest thing is like getting to the quarterback and stopping the run. I don't care how old they are. If they can stop the run, if they can get to the quarterback in the middle, and we'll talk about it in the offseason, but Chris Jones is a free agent from the Chiefs, and he's up there too, and that dude's a monster. So, 2023, 48 tackles, 13 solo, 35 assisted tackles, 1 sack, 4 passes defensed. That means he's batting the ball at the line of scrimmage. That's what that tells me is he's got his eyes on the quarterback, and when the quarterback throws the ball, he's at least putting up his arms. You know what I mean? Which is the last line of defense for a defender. If they can't get to the quarterback, they're just going to put up their hands if they're in reach. You know what I mean? That's good. That shows me awareness. Top 3 defensive players. Well, you got to put Max Crosby right there. Max Crosby's like the leader of the defense. Um, my other, let's see, the other two. One big surprise on the defensive side this year has been Robert Spillane. I mean, he's kind of been like quiet these last couple weeks, but that dude's a monster. Like, that was a good pickup. Robert Spillane was a good pickup. Robert Spillane was a good pickup. What, like, that's a good pickup to build your defensive around too, like the middle of the defense. That's a good guy to like put a couple pieces next to him. I know we got Divine Diablo for another season, and he's been playing good as well. I think those two are a great matchup. But what we need is another guy on the other side. If we can find a young guy in this draft, or maybe it might be another free agent type thing where we find somebody next on the other side and then just lock down like that center of the field. So it's I would probably have to say Robert Spillane. And then my third guy I would have to say is, like, I know Jack Jones had a couple good games where he had some pick sixes. And those were like probably like two of my favorite plays this whole season. But I'm going to have to go with Amik Robertson just because he's a little guy. You see this little guy out there, and like he's not afraid to hit. He's not afraid to tackle. And he gets picks. You know what I mean? He gets picks. So, like, those are my Crosby, Spillane, and probably him. And then we also got on the defensive side, we have Curtis Bolton, the linebacker, which I could see him walking. That guy, I haven't really seen anything from him because he hasn't played. Like, he's been hurt. He hasn't played hardly any snaps. And then we got Isaiah Palomalu. I think Isaiah Palomalu, we got him. I mean, he's playing for under $1 million. I mean, that might be like a good depth piece. I'm just kind of curious. I want to look at him real fast. Just because, like, to me, I think, and this is just me, I haven't seen anything out of our safety room this year. Like, I know Merrick is getting better, but like, I know Merrick's been getting better, but like, dude, like, come on, dude. We'll look at it like this. So we're gonna look at it like this on this other website. It's a little different to read. So Isaiah Palomalu, Safety, 6'4", 205 pounds. I'm not sure what they're going to do at the safety position. Me personally, I feel like we need to either get I think we need a big name. I think we need to spend money on this position. Ooh. Okay, so see, this is the website I should have used for the other stats. He's got 1 sack, 25 solo tackles, 12 assisted, 37 total, 2 tackles for loss, 2 quarterback hits, an interception, and a pass defensed. I think I'm kind of like on the fence. I'm on the fence about him. I'm gonna put him in the playing for keeps. He's gonna go into he's playing for keeps because I'm kind of like on the fence because we have him, we have Merrick, we have Chris Smith II, which I haven't really seen much, and Marcus Epps, which hasn't impressed me at all. So like, that's one of those positions we have a decision to make. I honestly, for him, you would have to look at like the depth chart. You would have to look at like the other players. Obviously, Merrick's getting better every year. It's between Chris Smith and Marcus Epps. You would have to see like if those guys are going to be here. Are they going to be healthy? Is this a guy we should move on from? Like, I feel like he's just missing like one good play. I feel like he's like 1 or 2 plays from like if he saved the day. If we were gonna lose and he saved the day, if he pulled Namik Robertson and got a pick at the end of a game, I think he would be higher on the list. But I definitely think that like if they move on from him, I think you spend money and you go get you a safety. You go get you a young safety, somebody that has production, somebody that can come in and make a difference day one. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to switch to the offensive side of the ball. And this guy doesn't have to play for keeps. He's been with us 4 years, 5 years. 4 years. They never picked up his 5th-year option. The last regime, this is a guy that like, bro, if he leaves, I'm gonna be sad, but like, cause like, I'm a firm believer in like, if they're good, pay him, retire as a Raider. Andreas said, but that's based on luck, not talent. If you can just comment which player you're talking about, and I could comment on your comment. But yeah, Josh Jacobs' market value is around $10 million. What we'll do in the off season is we'll do a video and we'll play GM and we'll figure out if we're going to keep him or not. I would like to keep him, but this is the thing. We have Jacobs, we have Brandon Bolden, we have Amir Abdullah, we have a fullback, which not a lot of people have or use. So you're looking at Jacobs, Bolden, Amir Abdullah, Zamir White, and that's not even including like the guys on the practice squad. We still got Sincere McCormick we drafted. We still got Britton Brown. Like, I say if you keep Jacobs, and you'll see on this list too, like a couple of those guys are on the list for free agents. So do you keep Amir Abdullah? Do you keep, who's the other guy? I guess it was just Jakob Johnson. I thought I seen. Okay, so Jacobs is a free agent. Jakob Johnson, the fullback, is a free agent, and Amir Abdullah are free agents. But Abdullah is getting up there in age. Abdullah is 30. You got all these young guys. Like, you got all these young guys. Like, I mean, like Amir Abdullah, like you could let him walk. You could let him walk. You could let Jakob Johnson walk, and you could probably cut Brandon Bolden. He's up there in age too, and you would be fine. You would still have. I mean, if you kept Jacobs, Zamir White, number 2, and then you brought in Sincere McCormick and Britton Brown, like you would be fine. You know what I mean? You'd be okay. Like, we wouldn't need anybody else. I just don't know if they're going to keep him or not. I don't know if they're going to keep Josh Jacobs. I don't know if they're going to keep him. I don't know if I would like to think that they were going to, but you never know. Andrea said, you just want to keep Jacobs so your jersey stays relevant. Don't lie. You know, that is true. I still have my Darren McFadden jersey. First Raider jersey I ever got. All right, let's talk about this O-line real fast, because we got some decisions to make. Right tackle Jermaine Illuminor is on the list. He will be a free agent. Right guard Greg Van Roten. It's Roten, but I'm saying Rotten. They're saying he's not very good. Is a free agent. And Brandon Parker, the tackle, which I can't even believe this dude is still on the roster. Like, he needs to go. Brandon Parker is terrible. And then we got a decision to make with Jordan Meredith. So this, we'll start the beginning of the end of the show. So what we'll do is we'll go to PFF grades on these guys. Who was first? We'll start with Jermaine Illuminor. Jermaine Illuminor was a promising character, but he's a right tackle, number 72, 6'4", 330 pounds, let's see. Okay, so he's an overall 70% grade. He has, and I'm glad they did this because this is what I wanted to show earlier. 830 out of 839 snaps, he has allowed 5 sacks this year. And he's committed 5 penalties, 2 of which were in this last game against the Colts with the playoffs on the line. 70% grade. Overall, that's his overall grade. We can't really get into like his pass blocking and his run blocking. But 5 sacks allowed, I'm not good with that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not good with that. That's a 70% grade. Keep that in mind. Because we are going to go to Greg Van Roten. Greg Van Roten, guard number 70, 6'3", 305 pounds. Went to his college was the Pennsylvania Quakers. I almost said that wrong. Okay, so out of 961 snaps, he has allowed 5 sacks. He's allowed 5 sacks. But see, his overall grade is a little bit higher with 75. So he's rated a little bit higher than Eluemunor. But just remember, these guys are playing for keeps. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Andrea said eliminate Eluemunor. There you have it. But see, the thing is like I said before, is if you eliminate somebody and they don't come back, you got to fill that hole. So you got to figure out if, and he's a guard. So, from the right side on the very end, it goes right tackle, then right guard. So these 2 dudes are playing next to each other. So if you get rid of both of them, you got to replace both of those guys. And they're right on the end. And then you got the center in the middle, and then the left guard, and then the left tackle. So you got to keep that in mind if these guys are playing for keeps and you don't want them to come back, you got to replace them. So do you draft somebody or do you bring in a vet? Now, I think it's such a hard decision, and I know I'm not like the GM, and it's not my money, and I'm not spending the money, but vets are like on the O-line. On the O-line, I feel like the vets are almost like the better of the option depending on the age. You know what I mean? Because if one of these guys goes down, like especially in the middle of a play, if one of these guys gets hurt in the middle of a play, it's pretty much a sack on the quarterback. You know what I mean? When these guys start getting up there in age, it's hard for them to like, how do I want to say it? It's hard for these guys to like stay protecting the quarterback if they're injury prone up in age. But definitely, if you have the chance later in the rounds to grab like a guy that's really good, pick him up, let him develop, you know. But he is rated a little bit higher than Eluemunor. If I had to choose, I'd let go of Eluemunor. Who was the other guy? Jordan Meredith. Let's see. I'm kind of interested. See, Jordan Meredith just got drafted. So, I mean, and Jordan Meredith is a guard. Let's look him up. Let's get his grade going. Let's show his grade because I'm kind of like Jordan Meredith, a guard, number 61, 6'3", 300 pounds. He went to West Kentucky Hilltoppers. It says he was drafted in 21. So that means he didn't get a chance to play. See, so he only has 91 offensive snaps. So that's and his overall grade is a 60. So his is a 60. He had 91 snaps. His grade's a 60. Jermaine Illuminor. Or no, that's not who I want. Let's see. Because Jordan. Okay. So it 9. Okay. So, the thing about it is like, Meredith is a guard like Van Roten. I'm pretty sure. Meredith is on the right side of the offensive line. I'm not too sure, but as you could see, Greg Van Roten was like the guy, but he allowed 5 sacks. So he's ranked 30, like, so Greg Van Roten is ranked 31st in snaps played. Sacks allowed, he's tied for 8th. So he's like the 8th worst guy. But he's tied for 8 at least. So there's a decision to be made there too. You know what I mean? Do you get rid of this guy with the 75% grade? You know, let's see what Andrea said. And they're pretty much absent already, allowing all the 5 sacks. That's a lot. So you're looking at between those two, 10 sacks just on that right side. I mean, there's nobody on the left side that's up for grabs right now. There's free agency, so we'll kind of leave that side alone. But, or no, actually, well, hold on. We got Andre James. Hold on. I forgot James. We have a decision to make on James. We'll go to Andre James. So, like, Andre James, center, number 68, 6'4", 300 pounds, went to UCLA Bruins. Drafted in 2019. See, now he's got 897 snaps. He's ranked 23rd. He had 3 penalties and allowed 4 sacks. But he's a 71.9 grade, overall grade. So, I mean, so you got 4, 5, and 5 as far as sacks allowed from the center to the right guard and right tackle. That's 14 sacks allowed between those 3 guys. So that's a big one. That's a big need. It's a big deal. Now, I just want to look something up because we do have Dylan Parham. Dylan Parham, but I can't remember if he's, because they've been using him around the Okay, so he's listed as a guard. I can't remember. It was either Dylan Parham or like Thayer Mumford Jr. that they were thinking about putting at center. So I'm just trying to see. What they have these guys listed at tackle. Ah, man, I can't remember which one of these guys. See, but Thayer Mumford Jr., 521 stacks, 1 penalty, 4 sacks allowed, overall 74-point grade. Man, we gotta fix our O line has to. We have to deal with it. We have to deal with it. We have to deal with it. We have to make our changes. I don't care if they draft more guys or pay that money. We got to pay the money. Okay. So yeah, there we have it. Let's do this. Let's go over this list real fast. Josh Jacobs. These are the free agents. Some of these guys are playing for keeps. We got Josh Jacobs, Bilal Nichols, Andre James, Jermaine Illuminor. So I'll just go through it. Josh Jacobs, we need to keep. Nichols, we can get rid of. James, we can get rid of. Illuminor, we can get rid of. We still got Austin Hooper, the tight end. Not sure. Amir Abdullah he's playing for keeps. Greg Van Roten playing for keeps. Adam Butler, I think we'll keep him. DeAndre Carter, we got like wide receivers up the wazoo. So it doesn't really matter about him. Plus, he's already 30. Bro, I'm good. I'm good on that. John Jenkins, keep. Horsted, it all depends on if you want to bring back Austin Hooper. Brandon Parker, gone. Jakob Johnson, he's playing for keeps. Curtis Bolton probably won't play. He's gone. Amik Robertson, playing for keeps. Isaiah Polamau, playing for keeps. And Jordan Meredith, he is a free agent, but they got some decisions to make on that side. But yeah, there you have it, guys. Place your comments in here. Who do you think's playing for keeps? Who do you want to stay? If there's somebody you want to stay, just type their name in. Type their name in. I'm saying Amik Robertson, Josh Jacobs. I love those two. Those are my two favorites. I don't care about Amir Abdullah. Don't care about Jakob Johnson. Andre James, Jermaine Illuminor. Those guys can go. I don't care. Isaiah Polamau kind of got some decisions there to make. And then, we got like 3 defensive tackles. John Jenkins, Adam Butler, Bilal Nichols. We got some decisions to make as well there. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Much love. Go Raiders. Let's beat the Donkeys this weekend. I'm out.